Alex needs to make the actual log store quick and easily, and the Boolean modifier with its precise cuts will allow us to do this. This actually shows off more modelling accuracy, looks professional, and of course it's quick. Let's cut some shapes with Boolean. Now, I've got a lot of things in our scene. We don't really want to see them, so I'm just going to hide everything. In fact, I left the toilet roll there in midair. I'll just hide that. I'll have to join that to the other model. So what we can do is now centralize on the log store. Right, the ground plane there, we don't want to be able to select that. So what I'm going to do is actually open the filters, enable this one, which of course makes something so you can actually deselect it if you wish, just like that. So now I can't actually. So now what we're going to do is actually make this quick log store, but we're going to use the Boolean modifier to do this. Let's duplicate this. Shift and D, we're going to duplicate this cube. And what we'll do is now scale this cube. So I'm going to scale this in just by pressing the S key, just to make that kind of shape. And as you can see, we've got a thickness on that side, a thickness on that side, but the back's quite thin. So I'm just going to move this. In fact, no, I'll just move it forward on the Y, just so I've got an equal amount round all sides. Right, the cube's a bit too low, so I'm going to put it up in the air, G and Z, just to move it up, because I'm just moving it off the floor. And the one that we've just created, I'm just going to G and Z, just so it appears about there. And I'm just going to scale it up in the Y direction. So scale in the Y, apply rotation and scale. And we're just going to move this forward like this. So G and Y. But first of all, I want to add a bit more detail to our cube. So I'm going to divide this up like that, because we might want to actually add distortion later on to our model. And of course, now it's not a low poly model. It's got quite a few more faces, but that will help us with the Boolean modifier. So looking from the top, as you can see, we've got this cube and it sticks out of the front here. Let's just go like that, add a modifier, and we're going to call it Boolean. And then we'll select our cube. And what we can do is then apply our modifier. It's already set to differences, so apply. And if we move our cube forward, G and Y, as you can see, it's already cut a hole in our model. So the next thing we'll do, G and Z, still using the same cube, and we're going to move it down, G and Z. Right, we can't see that very well there, so what we can do is go into there, that one there, and we can just move this up like that. So we need a floor plane on our cube, and we'll just move it back along the Y until it actually goes to about there. Looking from the side, press the 3 key. As you can see, it's a bit far back, so I'm just going to move it forward just to it's about there. And then add a modifier and add the Boolean again. Apply differences. We've got to select the object that we want to cut out. So on the object there, we need to actually select our cube. So select your original object, add modifier, Boolean, and select the cube. And as you can see, it's cut out that, just like that. And if we move it up in the air, as you can see, it actually changes the way the cut actually works. And of course, then apply the modifier once again. So we've created that. Right, so in our object, we want these to be made of planks. So we'll just do that now. So scale the cube up once again. As you can see, we're using this same cube to actually do all our cutting, and just scale it down, scale it down, scale it in the Z till it's nice and thin, and G and Z just to move it up into place. And I'm just going to scale it in the Z just like that. So I'm just moving it about there, and I'm just going to scale it in the Z. Scale this up in the Z so it becomes thin. And then what I'm going to do is move this down so it's just resting just above where we want it to be, which is about there. And scale and Z, just to make it as thin or as thick as you want the gaps to be in your model, like so. So now what we'll do is we're going to actually select our model, select the actual thing we want to actually make the cuts with, and then add in an array modifier, array, and we want this to go in the Z direction. So press the 1 key and then 0 the X direction, and as you can see, it's now stacked them. And then we can increase this or decrease it, whichever way it is going. Right, so we want to make some planks, but we want to make them about the same thickness. So that's where you actually just adjust this up or down until you think you're in about the right place, and then we'll just keep increasing this until it goes over the top of our model. So it's just gone over the top of our model. So we've now got some planks of wood, but we'll make them more into planks now. Add a modifier, add the Boolean, and what we're going to do is actually select our cutout object there, and then we can actually delete our cutout object. X, delete. And as you can see, it's not seemingly worked, and the reason it's not seemingly worked is because we didn't apply the modifier before we did the actual Boolean cut. So apply that to our array, and then we'll actually select this again, select our log store, apply the modifier or the Boolean modifier, and then what we can do is actually delete these. X, delete. So now we've actually got the actual basis of our log store, but I'd like to actually cut lines into the base of the model, so we'll do that just now. So add a modifier, add a mesh, add a cube again, and we'll move this into the inside of our model, just like that. Zoom in a bit, G, just to move our cube into place. Scale it on the X till it's on the inside of our faces, just like. And then what we'll do is actually scale this. Now we'll scale it on the Y until it's nice and thin. Scale on the Y, so it's nice and thin. Now what we're going to do is use this to actually cut out our model, or cut out the actual left to right. So looking from the top, add the Boolean, add an array modifier once again, and this time we want it to go in the Y direction. So make this into the negative until we get to, or the gap you wish to actually see. And we can actually move this backwards now by increasing the count. And then what we'll do is line this up so it actually makes our cut go in the right place. So that's our cut in the actual ground plane. So what we can do now is we can apply this modifier, then select this cube, add in the Boolean cut, and then select our cube or our set of cubes to cut the actual holes in the floor, just like that. And then apply. And of course, then we can delete these. X, delete. And as you can see, quickly and easily, we've got our planks on the base, we've got the planks on the side, and all we need now is actually the legs. I'm just going to get rid of G and Z just to move this down, scale it up. So I don't want these bottom faces, so G and Z just like that, and scale it in the Y. I haven't moved the cube quite far enough to the right, so that's what happens. So just scale in the Y, in the X, just to make sure it goes all the way across, and then add the Boolean again and select our cube and apply, and X to delete. So we've made our shell, and if we go into edit mode, what we can see is that we've got all of our loop cuts and everything still in place, just like that. And what we can do now, add some legs on the corners. So add in a mesh, but we'll just add in a cube, scale it down, scale it up, scale it down again, just until it intersects our ground plane you want things to be. I'm going to have my legs going through the corners here. Pressing the full stop key on your 9-figure pad will zoom in, and I can just making sure I'm looking from the top, and G, and just adding the actual leg that's going to actually intersect with the ground in a few minutes. And I'm just going to take this down, G and Z, add a bit of loop cuts this, because we can use those to actually add distortion if we wish in the future. L, I just want to actually select my leg and actually separate it from the other model. So press the P key to selection just to separate it, so I can actually select the leg itself. And I'm just going to duplicate this now by pressing Shift and D. Move it to the side along the X. Like I said, pressing the full stop key will actually zoom in on the thing you've just created. G and X. And I'm just moving this into the corner there. Then I'm going to select these two and join them together, which means that I can now Shift and D and move them further forward along the Y. So we'll get in our log store, and all I need to do now is just to add a few things to this. And what it is the supports along the bottom that actually give the log store its strength. And of course, some supports from front to back. And we'll just do this with a simple cube. Just like this. Because in the real world, you'd make things simple that are just functionary. Is functionary a word? Don't know. You know, have some function, but you don't really want to actually spend all day modeling them, because in the real world, people make things simply that are just used to old logs. Let's scale this down. G and Z. Now, if you've got an actual face there that is actually stuck out in midair and you want to actually move it quite easily in, what you can do is actually just select the actual face itself, and you can press the GG key till you line it up. Same on the other side. GG. Like that. And then what we'll do is Shift and D to duplicate it. Look from the side by pressing the 3 key, G and Y, which moves the copy to the other side, just like that. And of course, we'd have some cross runners here to actually support this. Object, set origin, center of surface, and Shift and D just to duplicate that. And rotate it on the Z by 90, and I'm just going to scale this on the Y until it's about the right size, and G and X just to move it, or G and Y just to move it into the center. Looking from the side, I can now just scale this up, scale in the Y direction, just so it's in the right place, and that's my strengthener in the middle. And of course, what we can do now is go to the side, move it along the X till it's about there, and we can actually add and we'll just have a few copies of this, making sure that it's actually going along the correct direction. And we can actually just move this to about there, increase the count, and just actually reduce the distance between it until it's in the place you want it to be. Just going to move it that way a little bit. G and X just to move it in, because I think that'd look better. And then just adjust that until you think it's in the right place. And that's it. Our simple log store is more or less done. The only thing it's not got is a roof. So I'm just going to actually join all these together. First of all, so go back out of edit mode by pressing the tab key and just start joining things up. Once you know everything's joined, I mean, you could box select everything just to join things, but it's just as easy sometimes just to click on things and actually do this. Right, so let's just add in a mesh, and we're going to add in a cube again. But this time we're going to scale this up. Look from the side by pressing the F key, the 3 key on our number pad, G and Z, and I want my roof to be angled. So what I'm going to do is rotate this, rotate on the X, just actually rotate this cube, and it didn't cut it. See, apply modifier, see if that worked. Yeah, that's worked, lovely. I'm just going to add in another cube. For some reason, I have totally mess this up, so we'll scale this down in the Z just to make our thin roof, and we'll scale it on the X, move it up into place, G and Z, G and X, look from the side, rotate it so it's about the right angle, and we'll just move it into place and rotate it, and G and Z just to move it down. Scale in the X, Y, scale in the Y, and looking from the front, I'm just going to move it along the X until it's about central. And then let's join them all together, move it down so it's not stuck in midair, and that's it. Our log store is complete. I'll let you add your own logs to this log store. In fact, that's not connecting with the top there. So press tab to go into edit mode, press L to actually select this piece, G and Z just to move it down just about there. Quick look on the top just to make sure none of the actual bits are poking through. And lastly, what we'll do is add a bit of distortion to some of the actual planks on this. And you can do that quite easily by actually hitting this, press the tab key to go into edit mode, and what you can do is just move faces down if you wish. Line select and G and Z. I press the Alt key there to actually move the actual lines all the way across. And of course, the influence ring is wherever you put it. G and Z, just move that back up. You can actually just distort your model slightly just to give it that rugged look, like it's not actually being made out of a box cutter. G and Z. But it's up to you to play around with things like that and to actually change your model slightly. Right, the next thing we're going to do is just to finish this off, I'm just going to add in a bevel modifier, but I'm going to do it in this time. So I'll add the bevel because I want this to actually be less sharp on the corners. So I'm going to set this to about 90. And as you can see, it's had a subtle bevel to all the edges of our model. quick look at your model, make sure that it's not going corrupt, because if this is set too low down here, what you'll find out is that things become corrupt. It can cause distortions as well. So let's take this down. So if I took this down to, say, 5 degrees, well, just typical. Never goes wrong when you want it to go wrong. I'm just going to set this back to 90. So anything over 90 degrees will have a slight bevel on it. And then, of course, unhide all our scenes, Alt and H, and that's it. We've actually quickly and easily made a log store next to our toilet. And in the next tutorial, we will be making this fire pit, which of course is huge at the minute, and it's too much out of scale. Join me on the next tutorial when we'll make this into a fire pit. And do I just add some logs to this? No. And there you have it. One log store done and finished and ready to actually go into our scene. So in the next tutorial, Alex, what we'll try and do is actually make this fire pit. Bye for now. Have a look what it looks like in rendered. Quite happy with that. Looks quite good. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see something done, tell me in the comments. Bye for now.